Thanks for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide, and we're still in the studio with the indefatigable Reno Omokri. Thanks for staying with us.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Shago Johnson. It's always my pleasure.
Now, we want to go into the future of Nigeria, starting from immediate future, which is 2019. All over the world, let me say all over the Western world, everybody is talking about sustainable future. They're not talking of sustainable present, sustainable future. Now, do you see any of the presidential aspirants to give us a sustainable future? That is, when we look at different parties and different individuals, like President Buhari, who has been put forward or who has put himself forward in APC, we don't know whether Atiku will be chosen eventually in PDP. We know people like Showore has been campaigning around. We know Alicia Shoyode has been moving around Nigeria. We know that Fela Drotoye, we know Sympathy Nwosu, and a few of other younger men. What was your opinion? I want you to have a holistic look so that our people will hear you, but they will decide.
Well, among the young candidates, I think that the best prepared and the man with the idea is, because I've talked to a couple of them. I think Alistair Shoyode, he's got very good ideas. Alistair he actually has a plan on how he wants to restructure Nigeria. He sent me that plan. I saw it, it was lovely. I will. And then there's very detailed plans. But when you talk about the elections generally, among all the candidates, I think that the best candidate, the most prepared is Atiku Abubakar. And I'm going to give you my reasons. You see, one of the reasons why Muhammadu Buhari has failed is because you cannot expect a man who was not a success in his own private business to come and be a success in government business. Muhammadu Buhari has never run anything successful in his life. His own private business. Look at his filings. Although he's been trying to hide them, but look at his filings. In 2011, he said he had 150 cows. In 2015, he still said he had 150 cows. Are his cows gays? Are his cows...
come on, Reno.
Yeah, so you cannot expect a man who has not been a success in his private business to make a success of public business. And you compare him to Atiku Abubakar.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yes, go ahead.
We have a caller, Loveday. Hello, Loveday.
Good morning, Dr. Shagun.
Good morning.
I think my question goes to
Reno,
the man on the studio there.
Okay.
I think everything he's saying is just he doesn't really have a fact to back everything he's just saying.
For example,
and I can see in him that he's just a man who is trying to promote PDP. Well, let me just say straight to you that at the moment, I can't see anybody that has been able to match what Buhari has done in terms of security, agriculture, and trying to restructure what PDP destroyed in 16 good years. You understand what I'm saying? And for now, let me tell you, there is nobody, it comes 2018, that can be able to stand against Buhari. We are...
Loveday, please.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, speak louder into the mic, into your telephone.
I've been listening to you for the past 30 minutes. You don't have a fact. You don't have a fact to back everything you have been saying.
Give one example.
All lies upon lies, and that is...
Yes, give one example where he doesn't back you.
Let me just say this.
Hello.
Loveday, if you can hear me, you said I've been telling... Loveday, can you let me speak, please? Thank you. If you can hear me, Loveday, you said I've been telling lies after lies, and you said I don't have facts. Can you give me one example of a lie I've told? And also, can you give me one example of something that I've said without backing it up with facts?
Hello, Loveday.
Tell me, in the time of Jonathan, was there no bombing in Nigeria? Was Boko Haram? Is Boko Haram reduced to nothing now? You understand what I'm saying?
No, but the question I asked you, Loveday, you said that all I've been saying were lies and that I have no facts to back up what I've been saying. Now, as a matter of fact, I agree with your last statement, but the question to you is, can you mention one lie that I've told, and can you mention one thing that I've said that I've not backed up with facts?
Did you watch your convention? Did you watch it? How do you think a country that was destroyed for 15 good years, somebody can fix it in 3 years. How do you think it's going to do that?
But Loveday, the question I'm asking you is not that. The question, you said that all I've said in the last 30 minutes were lies, and I don't have facts to back up what I'm saying. No, so it's a very simple question, Loveday. Can you mention one lie that I have told, and can you mention one thing that I have said that I have not backed up with facts? Because Dr. Shagu Johnson, I mean, I think you're my witness.
Yeah.
Have I ever said anything in the that I've not backed up with facts while I've been talking? So if you can help us,
if we have to continue with you must be specific.
Yeah, just
so
give us a particular
you
lie.
You cannot generalize.
Yeah, so
be specific that you lied in so. That's what he's asking for.
For instance, I'll give you an example. I said that according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, in the last 3 years under Muhammadu Buhari, 10 million jobs have been lost. In Nigeria. Maybe if that's a lie, then you say, okay, Reno, you have lied here. For instance, I said that the World Economic Forum just last week said that now in Nigeria has now overtaken India as the #1 country in the whole world with the most extremely poor people. So you can say, okay, Reno, you lied there. This is not true. Or you can say, okay, well, Reno, you did say that Muhammadu Buhari promised that he was going to make $1 equivalent to one naira. You can say, okay, yeah, you lied here. Or, you know, whatever catches your fancy. But all we're just saying, all I'm asking, and I think Dr. Shagu Johnson joins me in this, is that you said that I've been speaking lies for the last 30 minutes, and I do not have facts to back up what I'm saying. So my question to you, Loveday, is can you mention one lie or one thing that I've said without backing it up with a fact?
Okay, maybe he's gone. Let me
okay.
let me first of all ask you.
No, but I was answering a question. Can I continue saying that?
No, because we don't have much time, but there are
okay,
so
but
many.
can you give me 3 minutes to answer the last question?
Okay,
you asked a question
go on then.
Now, see, the thing there is this, is that you compare Atiku Abubakar with Muhammadu Buhari. Now, in his own private life, in his private business, look at the success Atiku has in his private business. You know, he's probably the most successful businessman from the Northeast. As a matter of fact, in his state, Adamawa, he actually employs almost as many people as the state government in Adamawa. His university is probably among the best in Africa, not just Nigeria, in Africa. You know Chicken Cottage? Yeah, he recently bought Chicken Cottage to Nigeria. He is providing...
And then the Dapchi girls...
Chibok girls. He gave them, he gave them scholarships.
He
gave them scholarships. Now, so you see, like, I'll give you a very good example now. Look at in America. We have a businessman who has come from the business world, business sector, and he's become president, Donald Trump. Now, America has the lowest black unemployment ever, not in 10 years, not in 20 years, ever. And then it has the lowest general unemployment in 16 years. The economy in America is so good because why? You have a man who has made a success of his own private business as president. Now, Muhammadu Buhari, if he could not succeed in his own private business, how do you expect him to succeed?
You have a serious question to answer here.
Okay.
This is from Adebobola Oba. Dear Dr. Johnson, could you ask the gentleman in your studio how much he was paid, who hired him, or who sponsored him to be campaigning against President Buhari? Why is he so bitter about him? Do you want to answer that question?
Oba is his name. Well, Oba, the people who paid me are the thousands of Nigerians who bought my book and made my book a #1 bestseller and made me a millionaire legally, without stealing, without killing, and without destroying. If you bought my book, then you're one of the people who paid me. Now, also, why am I bitter? No, listen, I'm not bitter. Selling the truth does not mean that you're bitter. There's a famous saying, I'm sure you've heard it, Oba is his name, is right? I'm sure you heard that saying, that truth is bitter. You know, it is people who tell lies that are sweet. Truth is bitter. You know, I mean, okay, I'll give you a very good example. Is it a lie that under Muhammadu Buhari, 10 million Nigerians have lost their jobs? Now, do you want me to come here and pretend that all is rosy? Is it a lie that under Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria is now the 3rd most terrorized nation in the world after on the global terrorism index? So, I mean, is it...
We have, sorry, I have to question. We have a caller, Remy Martins. Good morning. Hello, Remy. Remy, are you still there? Well, while he's trying to gather himself, let me read another one. You are ready for this one?
Okay.
This one seems to be hotter than the rest.
Thank you.
This is from David Adefadikwe. He said, Dear Dr. Johnson, listening to Reni Omokri is actually spoiling my day already. People like Reni are part of the major problems in Nigeria. Whilst most Nigerians will blame PNB for his inaction regarding the killings in the Middle Belt, people should remember that Boko Haram killings and kidnapping of schoolgirls were manifested under Omokri's principal, GEJ. They even denied there was Boko Haram. Omokri is one of those that talk, and never stop talking, but provide no solution. I would say Omokri runs his mouth and walk free in Nigeria because PMB believes in democracy. I'm not a member of any political party in Nigeria, but talking from a personal viewpoint. He wrote many things, we can't read all. So you want to react to that?
Well, first and foremost...
his name is David.
Okay, first and foremost, David, Goodluck Jonathan is no longer president. Yes, there was Boko Haram during his time, and so he's gone. You know, his history is gone. So now we are looking forward. The reason why Nigerians voted for Muhammadu Buhari in 2015 is because he said that I can do better than Jonathan. As a matter of fact, I read a tweet that Muhammadu Buhari gave, and I'm going to read that tweet again to you, so that you said that I run my mouth. Let's see what Muhammadu Buhari said on the 13th of January 2015, when he was accusing Jonathan, who was then president. He said, "We cannot be the country that loses the essence of our humanity, the meaning of empathy. Nigerians are dying every day due to incompetence." So now I'm asking you a question. He said Nigerians were dying every day under the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan due to incompetence. Now, more Nigerians are dying today. Whose incompetence is listening to that? You said that I have not provided solution. That's not a fact. I did, in fact. I wrote a book. The book is a #1 bestseller. In that book, I provide solutions. Apart from that, on social media, I have provided solutions so many times. In fact, some of my solutions have actually been retweeted by Garaba Shehu, the spokesman of the president.
I'm aware of time.
Yeah.
We have a caller, Shegun. Hello, Shegun. Hello, Shegun. Are you still there? Is Shegun still?
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Birmingham.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, it's very interesting that this man, Remo, that's on your program today.
Yeah.
It's very funny that this man, as he's a Nigerian, it's interesting that he's praising Donald Trump, the man that has been very racist to Africans. That's #1. And I found it very funny that this same man is saying that a businessman. Is it not the same article that is praising that he has intel, that have been cheating Nigerians for years? If he's a patriotic Nigerian, and he's a good man as he's projecting because the businessman is a businessman. The man is not the one that was managing Intel, and they were defrauding Nigeria until this Buhari that he's talking about came into power to say, if you stop all this rubbish you are doing, you're underpaying Nigeria. Secondly, you are saying Nigeria is poor. Is it just within 3 years Nigeria will be very poor? When you block all the loopholes, where frauds are coming on, these enterprises will close down. It's just common sense. You can't come on TV and be saying what suits you, what interests you because of where you get paid for your living. We've seen who will judge your book to be the best in the world. If you look at our president and judge within 3 years, look at what this man, he can't do. I live in Birmingham, and I can tell you all these motorways they are doing in Birmingham. You can check the M6 they've been doing for 18 months. You can't fix Lagos Ibadan within 18 months. You can't fix it within 3 years. It's common sense. But when you come on TV and
all right, Shegun, I think you've made your point. You want to react quickly to him?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think if my readers at home can Google it, I've not seen where anybody has accused Atiku Abubakar of cheating the federal government. What happened there was now I don't speak for him. I mean, I don't speak for him. But you asked me a question about the candidate, so I was explaining the candidate. But I mean, Intels in Nigeria, they had a contractual agreement with the Nigerian government. President Muhammadu Buhari is going after his opponents, those who are likely to contest against him. And so without, they had a valid contract, they just revoked the contract. There was no saying that the man was cheating the federal government. I mean, Intels, they employ, I think, about 2,000 people. They give scholarships. So what's the cheating there? If there's a commercial contract, the federal government freely entered into that contract with Intels. So if you say that they're cheating there, I mean, how can you sign? It's not like intels went and then invaded the federal government. Now, and other than that, he also said that in 3 years, Muhammadu Buhari has done more than Jonathan. Is that not what he said? Now, I'll tell you, I'll tell you something. In January, I came up along with one other fellow, Kola Ologbondaya, who is well known to a lot of Nigerians, with something called the Buhari Challenge. And I challenged Muhammadu Buhari, his cabinet, and supporters of Muhammadu Buhari, like this fellow who just called from Birmingham, to name one project that Muhammadu Buhari has started, initiated and completed in the last 3 years. Until today, as I speak to you, they've not been able to answer that question. If this man can answer that question, please, he can call back again and answer the question.
Okay.
I named, excuse me, please, I gave 1,700 projects that President Goodluck Jonathan initiated, started, and completed in his first year in office. By his fourth year in office, he had done 11,393, and I listed them. It's in my book. Now, how come that this man that you said has done more than PDP did in 16 years, how come he cannot take that challenge and name one project that he has initiated, started, and completed in the last 3 years? Look, PDP borrowed a total of 6 trillion naira in the 16 years that they were in power. In 3 years that Muhammadu Buhari has been in power, he has borrowed 11 trillion naira. Google it. Don't take my word for it. As I speak to you right now, Google it. If I'm lying, call me.
We owe 22 trillion naira, right?
Yeah, a total. You know, right now, the man has plunged us into debt. Now, he has borrowed more money than the PDP has borrowed in 16 years, in 3 years. What has he done with the money? Nigeria's currency has been devalued. You said, okay, that there was a statement that the fellow from Birmingham used. He said that he has been plugging loopholes. If you are plugging loopholes, how come Nigeria in 2015 was the third fastest growing economy in the world? Now, this is not the Nigerian government saying it. This was from foreign body. This was from CNN Money. According to the World Economic Forum, we were the fourth fastest growing in the world. According to CNN Money, we were the third fastest growing in the world. Only China and Qatar were ahead of us. How come that if they are plugging loopholes, you would expect that we'll be richer today? How come that we are not even, in Africa, we are not even among the top 15 fastest growing in Africa, not in the whole world? So, I mean, what you are saying, it doesn't bear up with the facts.
Okay,
I deal in facts, I don't deal in fiction.
There's this man who has emailed. His name is Victor. He says, please, Honorable Reno, when are you going back to Nigeria to help sanitize Nigerians? Because a lot of people are myopic.
Well, I'll tell you what, when my book came out, and because I exposed a lot of things about the Muhammadu Buhari administration in my book, you will recall that my younger brother, his name is Omasa, he's just an exact replica of me, only that he's lighter in complexion. He was arrested at the airport, at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Now, are you expecting me to go back under that circumstance? Don't forget, I went back in 2016 to open an orphanage. I did not steal money. The Muhammadu Buhari administration has not even hinted that Reno Omokri stole money, because I don't steal, I will not steal, and I will never steal. You know, so why did they attempt to arrest my brother thinking that he was me? It's because I've been criticizing them, I've been exposing, or they want all Nigerians to be like some of these people. Before I came here, I got intelligence that the Directorate of State Security and people in the NIA are going to pose as callers and call to try to discredit me. And so they've come here, you see them calling, they've come, they try to lie, they try to provoke me. I've been calm because a clear conscience does not...
There's another one here.
Oh, another one, yeah,
this is from Charles Noha. It says, our problem is tribalism and sentiments. Nigerians are not very sound in education. How can you debunk a person that has written books and educated? Reno knows what he's saying. There's a caller, Jeremiah. That's from Charles Noah, but we have a caller. Hello, Jeremiah. Hello, Jeremiah.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to the program.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't say I've watched a lot of YouTube comments from Reno. And also, I think, I wouldn't say I support everything they say 100%, but I do agree with most of the things normally says on air. I think President Muhammadu Buhari is the worst president our country has ever had. President Buhari would not have been appointed as a manager of a cleaning company in the United Kingdom. That man is completely incompetent. It's a shame to us, a country of over 180 million, that we have a leader as President Muhammadu Buhari. Does President Muhammadu Buhari understand what macroeconomics is or what microeconomics? He does not have a clue. It's a shame that out of a country of 180 million, the best person we think to run our country is President Muhammadu Buhari. So all the criticism the man is getting, I think, is just beyond belief. This man is completely incompetent. This is the man that has so much nepotism and favoritism in his mind. So I don't see why people are calling him to him. Yes, he might be biased because he worked under the Jonathan administration, but you cannot compare this man with Jonathan. This man is completely clueless. This man is not fit enough to become a manager in Tesco. He will go for an interview and he will fail. He's not going to go through. So I wonder why people just try to protect him. People talk he's not corrupt, but the people surrounded by him are corrupt. So that's my contribution.
Respond to that.
Yes, please.
I mean, I can prove to you that Muhammadu Buhari is corrupt. You know, I can prove to you. I mean, that it is silly for anybody to say Muhammadu Buhari is not corrupt. I can prove to you. But before I go there, I need to tell you, I mean, the fellow who was comparing Buhari with Atiku Abubakar, it doesn't make sense. Atiku Abubakar has several successful businesses all over Nigeria, employing about 30,000 Nigerians. Look at, compare him to Muhammadu Buhari. The only successful business that Muhammadu Buhari has ever run is the business of plotting coups. Am I lying?
Yeah,
that's the only successful business he's ever run in his life. Look, last week he said something that, that he has improved Nigeria so much that diaspora Nigerians are begging to come back. Did you read the statement? Google it. Don't take my word, because I deal in facts, I don't deal in fiction. Are you aware that a body, the United Nations, has actually revealed that almost 500,000 Nigerians are braving death to run away from Nigeria through the Sahara Desert to come to Europe? A lot of them are dying in the way. A lot of them are being enslaved in Libya. And yet this man is lying that diaspora Nigerians are desperate to come back. Come back to do what? Under your administration? Look at what's happening look at what's happening in the country. This was an economy that was the third fastest growing economy in the world. Now
sorry, I have to cut you. There's a challenge letter for you here. This guy is a doctor. He has said Reno has summed up his corruptive tendencies by praising younger presidential candidates like Alistair, but picking and endorsing former VIP Atiku as the most qualified to rule Nigeria. Nigeria shall be internationally condemned should Atiku ever lead Nigeria. What do you say?
Well, I mean, that's the thing there is this, you know, I don't deal in opinions or fiction. I mean, you can bear me witness. Have I ever said anything in all the times that you have interviewed me without backing it up with facts?
No, you've been using facts.
So I will only use facts. Now, let's just let's compare Atiku Abubakar and let's compare Buhari. Even the most die in the wool Buharis will admit that Muhammadu Buhari is a sectionalist, he's a tribal leader, an ethnic leader. I mean, in December 12, 2002, he said, and I'm going to quote, this is an exact quote, if you don't like the quote, do not fight me. Go and fight your Buhari. He said, I will continue to show openly and within me a total commitment to the Sharia movement that is currently sweeping Nigeria. Now, what does Boko Haram want? They say they want Sharia to be enforced around Nigeria. Are you aware that our current president and Boko Haram, based on what he said on December 12, 2002, they want the same thing? So now, how can you say that such a person is better than a moderate Muslim, a man whose wife is a Southerner, a man who employs more Southerners than his own Northerners, a man who has more of his business in the South, a man who has built a formidable network around the country? Now, so just look at that now. And then you're saying that Nigeria will be an international...
Will be internationally
condemned if Atiku becomes president. Let me ask you a question. You have a president who came here 2 months ago and said that Nigerian youths are lazy. On July 6th, 2016, he came here and gave an interview to the Telegraph of UK, and I'm quoting him. He said that Nigerians, their tendency for criminalism has made them unwelcome in England and the West. Google it. Don't take my word for it. Google it. July 6, 2016. Now, you're talking about a man who is condemning his own country internationally. And you are saying that it's going to be better than Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar was at Chatham House recently promoting Nigeria, giving solutions. What solutions has Muhammadu Buhari given? Muhammadu Buhari went to India 2006 and said that Nigeria is an irredeemably corrupt country. I'm quoting him. An irredeemably corrupt country. Then after doing that, he now told the investors that please come and invest in Nigeria. Look, does that make sense? You're telling people, it's just like a man saying that my daughter is a prostitute. Oh, by the way, do you want to marry my daughter? Look, so how can you compare? It's like comparing light and darkness. You cannot compare Atiku Abubakar with Muhammadu Buhari.
We have to go and break now. But when we return, I want to come back with some of my colleagues to ask you questions.
Not a problem.
Because you have released so many things.
Not a problem.
We are going on a short break. When we return, some of the regular UDSA will be asking Mr. Omokri serious questions. Don't go away. We'll be right back.